And to officially start our meeting, we'll start the Pledge of Allegiance. Commissioner Batchelor, would you lead us, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning. We'll start with the approval of the regular session minutes of March 3rd, 2021. Board, we've had these in advance, had time to review them, do any additions or corrections. Do I have a motion to approve those minutes?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes. This morning, we are going to have a presentation, but I don't think we're linked in yet, so we're going to move on to the consent agenda, and that is item number D, and that's for consideration. We've had this in advance also to be able to review the items on the consent agenda. Do I have a motion to approve those?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion this morning? Hearing none, could you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Batchelor,
Yes.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes. We're moving now to item E, which is the non-consent agenda. It's going to start on page 3, item number 4. Good morning. We have Tim Dick with us this morning.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
I'm Dick, Director of Department of Job and Family Services, and item number 4 is a recommendation of myself with the concurrence of Thomas J. Eigel, County Administrator, to authorize the transfer of temporary assistance for needy families, also known as TANF, the allocation funding from the Clermont County Public Assistance Fund to the Clermont County Children's Protective Services Fund for the calendar year 2021 for CPS to provide assistance to needy families so that children may be cared for in their own home or in the homes of relatives, and further to execute the transfer approval form relative thereto, pursuant to and in compliance with sections 5705.14 of the Ohio Revised Code and rules 5101 9-6-08, section G of the Ohio Administrative Code, therefore.
Board, you hear the reading and recommendation of Mr. Timothy Dick, who's Director of Department of Job and Family Services, to authorize the transfer of temporary assistance for needy families, also known as TANF, allocation funding from the Clermont County Public Assistance Fund to the Clermont County Children's Protective Service Fund, and to execute the transfer approval from relative thereto, pursuant to and in compliance with section 570.05.14 of the Ohio Revised Code and Rule 5101-9608, Section G of the Ohio Administrative Code. And this is for assistance to needy families so that children may be cared for in their own homes or in the homes of relatives. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none.
Commissioners,
Yes, go right ahead.
I would like to point out that this is a correction from a inaccuracy that we had on the March 3rd agenda, where we inaccurately had it going to child support and it should be going to children's services. So this is to correct that.
Great. Thank you very much for that clarification. Any further discussion this morning? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you.
Are there any additions this morning to the agenda?
Yes, Commissioners, we have one for your consideration. It is for a resolution waiving the county imposed fees for building department inspections related to the flooding of the Ohio River and tributaries within Clermont County, Ohio.
Thank you. Are you presenting this morning on this or something else?
This Commissioner.
Okay, go right ahead.
Michael McNamara.
Oh, hold on a minute. We'll go ahead and add it to the agenda.
Thank you. All right. Can we add the addition to the Clermont County Board of County Commissioners Building Inspections Department recommendation with concurrence of Greg Bickford to adopt the resolution number 035-21? Do I have that motion to add?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes. Now we can proceed, Mr. McNamara.
Thank you, Commissioners. Michael McNamara, Director of Community and Economic Development. This is a recommendation of Bruce Crace, Clermont County Building Official, with the concurrence of Greg Bickford, Assistant County Administrator, to adopt Resolution Number 035-21, hereby waiving the county-imposed inspection fees for inspections directly relating to the reoccupation of evacuated buildings and structures resulting from recent flooding of the Ohio River and tributaries within Clermont County, Ohio, through March 19th, 2021.
Thank you, Board. You've heard the reading and presented by Mr. McNamara this morning, and has the recommendation also of Mr. Bickford to adopt the resolution number 035-21, hereby waiving the county-imposed inspection fees for inspections directly relating to the reoccupation or evacuation of buildings and structures resulting from the recent flooding of the Ohio River and tributaries within Clermont County, Ohio, through March 19, 2021. Do I have a motion to approve this morning?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I will second.
Any further discussion?
Yeah, this is a great move forward for those who have been impacted by the recent flooding along our southern border there at the Ohio River. Waiving these fees, gives them ample opportunity to ensure that their facilities are inspected and that, their safety is ensured. And that's what it's all about. It's about making a way forward for people who have been impacted by a natural disaster so that it doesn't cost them additional dollars, to ensure the safety of their structures. So great thing, great job, Mike. Great job to the permit department too. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll pass that along.
Mike,
Commissioner Batchelor, you also have had years of experience down there, so that's why I'm leaning on you to say something this morning.
I was just curious, do we have any idea how many have been affected by this?
No, and since this goes through March 19th, 2021, there's the possibility that more could be affected. So that's why that deadline was put on there. But I'll make sure that we have a full report once this time has passed from the building official to deliver to the commissioners.
I think this is the right thing to do. Those people being affected, may not have the money to do this, so
Thank you.
I think it's
Great.
great that we're doing it.
Great. Any further discussion? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes. Thank you, Mr. McNamara. Any other additions this morning to the agenda? Hearing none, we're going to move on to item G. We still don't have a connection, is that correct? Okay. Item G, I'm requesting a motion to go into executive session pursuant to Section 121.22G3 of the Ohio Revised Code to confer with the prosecuting attorney regarding pending or imminent litigation. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
I will second.
Call the roll, please.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes, we're moving now into executive session, and we will return after. Thank you. We are back from executive session at this point, and we are going to proceed with the rest of the agenda. This morning, we had a presentation scheduled for Little Fork. Scott O'Reilly and is the founder of that group, and we are putting that off until Wednesday. It will be presented next Wednesday in our session. Thank you very much. Now we're moving on to the county, item H, which is our county staff and elected officials discussion. This morning, would you like to get up? And please tell us who you are this morning.
Colby, the newly elected Clermont County Prosecuting Attorney. I thank you for the opportunity to observe and participate this morning, and thank you for all the work that you do on behalf of the county. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
Well, thank you, Counselor. We're very, very happy you're here as our elected representative of the prosecutor's office. And you've inherited a great staff down there. They've been
It's great news.
wonderful to work with.
Thank you very much.
Any comments this morning from either?
No, just welcome, Mark.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming. And how does it feel to be part of the Clermont County team now?
It feels good. I'm
Okay.
learning a lot.
Fantastic.
Hopefully, we can work cooperatively and proceed in directions that are best for all of the county.
Good.
it wasn't like you got to ease into office. I know you've had some really tough cases just recently, so.
Yeah, we have, and I've got great staff, and I've got some experience in the areas where those tough cases have come through very early on, and we're working and having discussions about how to handle those particular cases and address the larger problem overall.
And I know I speak for the board that, you know, if there's anything that we can do that makes your job easier, just let us know.
I intend to do so.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for being with us this
Thank
morning.
you very much. Have a
Thank
great
you.
day.
Thank you.
Any other county staff? How's our dog area coming? Mr. Bickford?
It's coming quite well. Mr. Peterson will be here on Wednesday, kind of to detail our plans for next week. We have tentatively scheduled over the shelter for the public on the 16th. Mr. Peterson will be here. There's a lot of renovations going on, as you know. This week there is a tremendous amount of work happening on the outside. But Caleb will be here on Wednesday.
Great.
Just to kind of give you an update on the shelter.
Great, thank you. Anything else this morning? Any other member, county staff comments?
Ma'am.
Hearing none, we'll move on to members' comments. Members, any comments this morning? Commissioner Painter, Commissioner Batchelor? Go ahead.
Gail Foley, could you come up to the podium a second? You're fine. You're fine. Recently, there's just been an announcement that there's a new manufacturer coming to Clermont County. And I understand the name of that manufacturer is?
American Trailer World?
Correct. What I wanted to say to you this morning was just thank you. You know, in an organization, people always talk about that top performing organizations, that people in that organization just jump to the task that needs to be done to ensure that something great happens. And I know that you were contacted, I believe, by Ready Cincinnati, is that correct, or Ready Ohio, when it comes to American Trailer World? For an RFI?
I thought you were looking over there.
For an
Ready Cincinnati. It's
Ready-
for an RFI, yes.
Ready Cincinnati, and you just do what you do, and you turned right around and answered that with an RFI that was sent into them and has resulted in an $18 million investment in Clermont County. And I just wanted to personally say thanks. Thanks for all you do.
I really do.
And Michael, to you also, you know, that economic development is moving forward here in Clermont County, and I just think that's great. But Gail, I didn't want you to go, you know, without being recognized for that, because I know how busy everybody is, and it's just as easy to say, I'll get back to you, and then, you know, some time frame lapses, and those things don't happen. And thanks so much for being on top of that.
Well, I do want to say thank you for that recognition. And I also want to say thank you to Greg and thank you to Mike, because, you know, they came on board and they really ran into it full force, head on. And the same with Mike. I mean, Greg did it. Greg had some background like this, and he's kind of drugged me into it. And then Mike and I are really learning the ropes together. So it's really kind of neat. So.
And I understand American Trailer World has a facility in Mount Orb, Ohio?
Yes, and that is remaining.
Okay.
That one will continue to operate, but American Trailer World will be ready for some big things here very soon.
I understand they're going into an existing portion of the old Ford plant.
Ford
Is that
plant.
correct?
Yes. And it has all that parking lot, so that would be good to store all those trailers on, so it's a perfect fit.
Fantastic. Well, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
You bet.
Gail, thank you for sitting in as our clerk pro temp last week.
bet.
And Commissioner Batchelor?
If I could just say, being the newcomer here on this board,
Yes.
in the time that I've been here and the people that I have met that work for this county, Clermont County is in great hands. I am so proud to be a part of it. Gail, what you did with this is fantastic. And it's just been wonderful to meet the people that work here and know how hard they're working. And for the newcomer, made me feel a part of it. but we have some great employees here. In a short time, I have learned that, so,
I think we do too.
yes, absolutely. And I mean that for everyone that works for the county.
Very nice. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're now moving on to member comments. Are there any member comments this morning that we've not already given?
This was one of the shortest meetings. Well, it's not the shortest meeting on record, but it was pretty close, wasn't it? I think we've had a couple shorter, but
Don't get comfortable.
Huh?
Don't be comfortable.
I know how that is. You know, I think that.
It's the calm before the storm, I think.
My personal is, I think this meeting ended up short because, you know, Holly was on vacation last week. She didn't want to come right back into the brunt of it. She just wanted to kind of ease into it. You know what I mean? So here we are.
Well, I'm back now.
Okay, with that, well, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Do I have that motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I will second.
Call the roll, please.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes. Thank you for joining us this morning, and take care of your loved ones.